Hello Explosive Nation, welcome to TNT Talks. It's your girl InfamousT. Grab a cup of lighter fluid and let's get into it. Today we're talking about Blackspot, aka Zone Blanche, a French Netflix TV series about a small town in the French countryside that is plagued with mysterious deaths and murders. Is it just the people going through an economic crisis as the local sawmill is shut down by the mayor? Or is it the power of the forest and the land? Spoilers alert. Boring. Boring is the ultimate description of my experience watching Blackspot. First of all, I watched the series on Netflix in dub. That tells you how I generally felt about the series going in. If I believe a show to be promising, I will start out watching it in its native language, but I wasn't sure about this series, so I watched it in dubbed. And I stayed watching it in dub for the remainder of the series. Now, if you are someone who often watches foreign language films or series, you may be somewhat familiar with the concept of the dub being partially to completely inaccurate to the original sub, and therefore the intentions of the original script. But sub is so prolific these days, thanks to globalism and increasing international viewerships, that the subtitles tend to be pretty accurate to superb in interpretation. So naturally I watched the dub with the subtitles of the original dialogue present, and let me tell you, whew, the dub was awful. So many random unnecessary little tweaks to sentences or structure that it completely altered the underlying meaning or intention of the script. In one instance, the dub voice actors mentioned an incident in the 90s, but the French and the subtitles both referred to the 80s. Yikes. This is a mystery detective drama, so timeline accuracy is a must. Big oof, but still, ultimately, boring. What originally had me intrigued with this series was the dark pagan supernatural undertones. The first episode started with a woman hanging herself in the forest, and a lawyer coming to town, citing the sheriff, our lady protagonist, about the unusually high unnatural death rate of the area. Throw in the fact that the town has a problem with poor mobile signal and modern tech like electric cars, hence Blackspot, and I'm seriously intrigued. Of course they have to have a mysterious, shadowy, mystical forest deity to boot. But after episode 1, the mysticism and fantasy of the series takes a back seat to the crime drama. There's no balance, and after episode 3, things really begin to drag. Apart from solving the strange/normal crimes in town, there is another story thread following the police chief's daughter. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't like her as a character, and everything she does connected to this rebel group that's going against the mayor of the town and trying to protect the forest or nature or whatever is just... sigh. Grade A boring. Also, having to watch an actress who looks no older in the show than 16 to 18 hook up with a very hairy guy who looks minimum 25 but maybe older makes me want to vomit in my mouth a little bit, just saying. Sorry, I'm getting Shadow and Bone flashbacks. Ew, male lead that is like 40 playing 25-ish and looks every bit of I'm in my late 30s, and the actress 25 playing a late teens, very early 20s looking every bit of 16 to 18. Again, gross. But I digress. Back to Blackspot. Not to say that there's anything particularly wrong with the pacing. Oh my god, okay, oh my god. This whole time I was trying to figure out what was wrong with this series, but it literally just came to me. It's doing too much. There you go. It's doing too damn much. I originally thought that the series was a standalone with 1 season, but was surprised to find out it had 2. Not sure if it's getting picked up for a 3rd, but there was just too many things happening throughout the show that it became so convoluted, it was tiring to keep up with. Plus the payoff from each episode, or as the series progressed, was so little. Even by the end of the season, I felt the payoff was not enough to warrant a second viewing. Not gonna lie, the twist where you discover it was actually the Bond detective hopeful, who was the killer/reason the mayor's daughter disappeared, was something I just didn't see coming. But then again, I was hardly paying attention through this tedious slog, but I enjoyed that twist. This entire time, I have been struggling to figure out what was wrong with this series, because on the surface it's completely fine, competently filmed, competently acted, and a perfectly sound script. It may on some level be paint by numbers, but it doesn't give me this impression that some lazy, money-hungry media execs came together in an office and crapped out a money grab. No, it feels, looks, and walks and talks like a group of competent people came together and delivered a well-thought-out project. I do recognize and respect the dry and occasionally lonely and minimalist aesthetic of European media, but there's always a clean note of passion and, well, style fresh in the air. This series felt oddly devoid of that to me. I was honestly going to compare this series to what I call the Godfather effect. The Godfather on paper is technically a perfect film, but oh my god, is it boring, don't shoot me. But The Godfather doesn't fall into the category of doing too much like this series. Blackspot is predominantly a crime mystery, but the fantastical and folklore elements are the best part of the show, but are also the parts that are continuously watered down throughout the series. It's essentially crime, this town is weird, what is the mayor scheming, and then sprinklings of folklore here and there. The supernatural elements start off strong in episode 1, but all but disappear or take a backseat as the series trots on. Finally, we get some payoff at the end, but it just feels too little too late. I believe I would have enjoyed the show more if it fully committed to its dark fantasy folklore angle. It looks like season 2 might be heading more in that direction, but I'm not convinced in any way to pick it up. Well, that was my review of Blackspot, aka Zone Blanche. I'm T from TNT Talks. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.